Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast. What's this? A quick Brucey bonus review of NXT Takeover Dallas. With the lads indisposed and Matthew at ICW, it's your boy Jay Hunter giving you the lowdown on the latest NXT offering. Couldn't pass up Nakamura's debut, so let's do it to it. What is NXT? It's WWE's developmental ground, Triple H's pet project. He runs the show with his staff, which is separate to the main roster's employees. So much so, it's a completely different cosmos than WWE, even though it's under the same umbrella. It's H's brand of straightforward in-ring based wrestling. Like on the show, there are 0 gimmick matches, no Hell in a Cell, You're Retired versus Control of Raw, no X7 booking where people kick out of each other's finishers multiple times. There was one kick out of a finisher tonight, and it was in the main event. If you're wondering if NXT is for you, do you like work rate matches and simple straightforward storylines? Yes? Its weak point is the promos. Yes, we don't get the 20-minute authority diatribes like on Raw, but there's no killer. They're all presented as professional fighters as opposed to cartoony entertainers, for better and worse. The weekly show is hit and miss. It's like the old WWF Superstars show, where the wrestlers appear, but generally it's squash matches, and most of the time nothing really happens. You gotta wait until the big shows. Not the big show. Oh man, these specials, they always deliver with match of the year contenders. Is NXT profitable? On its own, no. Only about 200,000 subscribers watch NXT, but its fanbase is incredibly passionate. The takeover specials are must watch, just incredible works of art. So let's watch. It's NXT Takeover Dallas, April Fool's Day 2016 from the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center in Dallas, Texas. It kicks off WrestleMania weekend, the Friday before WrestleMania Start, aka WrestleMania 32. To be honest, the build-up for this show hasn't been the most interesting, but hype levels are at an all-time high because they put together a dream card headlining with Joe vs. Devitt for the NXT title, as well as Bayley vs. Asuka for the women's title, and the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura against Sami Zayn. 3 massive matchups, arguably the absolute best they could do with their current roster. Could it possibly live up to the hype? Let's find out. Notable by his absence, there was no Triple H. Welcome to NXT, hot dogging and grandstanding. Maybe Vince gave him grief for last time, appearing at NXT London days after doing an injury angle at TLC, and he missed Raw because of it, at the hands of Roman Reigns. I loved his acknowledgement at that show. I was like, no way I'm missing this. And that's it. What we do get is an opening video package where movie voiceover guy says, "On this date, a new chapter will be written in the Big D." He loves the Big D. The live crowd got 2 Brucey bonus dark matches. Mana Andrade going over Christopher Gerard. Good did I miss that. Good did I tell you. And Apollo Crews beating OSW boy, the Drifter, Elias Sampson. You're still number 1 with us, Elias. Man, it must be so hard for the booking team to see his guitar as an actual guitar and not, a Jarrett prop. Do you think Elias Sampson's drawn any dimes? Our inaugural contest is American Alpha versus The Revival. It's Jason Jordan and Chad Gable versus Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Jordan and Gable have been tagging since July and are the second coming of Team Angle. Jordan, the black guy, is an amateur beast from Indiana University, ranked 2nd in America, and Gable, the white guy, is an even better amateur beast, competing at an Olympic level at the 2012 Summer Games. Both are technically sound mat-based wrestlers. It's fantastic and refreshing to see wrestlers who naturally keep it on the ground and never go to the top rope. Or the most dangerous rope of all, Brett's rope, the second rope. But their promos and personality would be their weakest asset. They're pretty bland, straight baby faces. But they're a joy to watch in ring. The Revival, aka the Mechanics, are the dastardly throwbacks. They're also not the best on the mic, but in ring, they showcase some awesome old school heel tactics. It's very cool. They won the NXT tag titles in November from the Vaudevillains, who took the loss so hard they turned heel, and have batted away Enzo and Cass, the long-suffering zero-time tag champions, so it's up to American Alpha to try to dethrone them. So it's a matchup between mat wrestlers and brawlers. Kick off with outsmarting the babyfaces. Dawson tags in Dash from the outside, which is illegal, which distracts the ref, allowing Dawson to rake the eyes and gain control. We never see tag team moves anymore, but we get it in NXT. Babyfaces do a rocker style, save your teammate from a double suplex, hit a double dropkick, and double German. Crowd flip out for it. Dawson applies a gory special into a hangman type chinlock, which is reversed, so the Revival cut off Jordan's side of the ring, which is fucking awesome. The visual of it, and psychology. Gable hits a double DDT, but Dash comes from under the ring to deny Jordan getting the hot tag. Heels follow up with a failed powerbomb into knee drop. There's a couple of blown spots here. This was the big one. Oh man, we get a very real chant. Which one's Dash? Which one's Dawson? Which one's which, you ask? Dawson looks like the son of Arn Anderson. He's bald with the mutton chops. Yeah? There you go. Keep that in your pocket. We are also denied an Aloha Arn. Devastated. You're no son of Arn Anderson. Jordan gets the hot tag and runs wild, including a lovely T-bone exploder suplex, which Shelton Benjamin used to do, part of Team Angle. Some more great heel tactics. Hold your partner's foot so he doesn't get superplexed, straight into the nothing, and pin with foot on the ropes. And the partner does the towel sling to kind of hold the foot down. Very cool. Impressive stuff. Tully Blanchard slingshot suplex is denied. It's a bit awkward. And it's into an exhibition showcase of near fall after near fall pins. Each one is different. Very impressive by Gable and Dawson. It's a sequence at the end of the match which would require some great cardio. Finish of the match. Jordan gets a blind tag and spears Dawson into the corner, and the faces hit the Grand Amplitude, which is a belly-to-back pop-up into a bridging high-angle belly-to-back suplex. Awesome. Grand Amplitude 4-3, and the tag titles at 15-11. Very entertaining opener. The Revival are far more prominent than I'd ever expected. Like, the commentators noted that the crowd still can't tell them apart, which is a problem because their characters are the same, even though they look slightly different, which is a mark of a real jobber team, but they had some excellent heelish antics. So the best tag team in NXT win the tag belts on Mania weekend. Good stuff. And now we wait for the Bálor's Club, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows to debut. No one shout Festus at him, you bastards. Or if you do, bring a ring bell and hit it and see if he flips out, you know. JR and Michelle Beadle, Jeremy Beadle's wife. Now she's from ESPN's Sports Nation, like my boy Coach. Oh, there's Scott Hall and X-Pac. Fuck! There's Kota Ibushi, aka Purple Kenta, with SmackDown #1 announcer Funaki. Hipster Douche mentions how ironic it is to have this cruiserweight here, as WWE will have a global cruiserweight series this summer. That's barely coincidental. That said, even if it's for just a few matches, delighted to have Ibushi in WWE. Earlier, Bayley is at WWE AXCESS in front of some Money in the Bank briefcases. Kayvade, it costs $60 at Raw, but at AXCESS it's $75 with a whopping $200 for the deluxe edition. Asuka's training with NXT's head striking coach, MMA fighter Seth Petrozelli. NXT will be part of the Download Festival in June. Probably see Jericho there with his knacker tattoos. Hopefully it goes better than Baron Corbin torpedoing his fake feud with Slipknot's Corey Taylor a couple months back at the Aftershock Festival. Oh man, embarrassing.
NXT's big thing is take over, so we're here and we take over.
Sure.
So Steel take over, it doesn't matter. Slipknot will be following NXT.
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
Match number 2, it's Baron Corbin versus Austin Aries. Baron von Baron failed in getting a championship program, so he's settling into being the bully for the new guys, like Rhino and Joe when they first joined, and now Aries. Ecstatic to see A-Double jump off the sinking ship that is TNA into a much more prominent smart haven of NXT. Practically seconds into Aries' on-screen debut a month ago, Baron attacked him and delivered the end of days. Why the beatdown? Bitterness over Regal taking him out of the title hunt for tapping in a three-way. Baron says when he's done with Aries, he'll be signing autographs next to Virgil. Awesome.
You can take one of those pictures of me standing over you and sit next to Virgil at one of those conventions and just beg for people to remember that you used to be somebody.
Austin Aries. I love how WWE are experimenting with this very new thing of wrestlers keeping their own name. Like Itami and Bálor didn't, but Samoa Joe, Aries, and Nakamura do. I love how NXT works. Like, H signs a talented wrestler, they obviously get over because they're talented, then they're signed to a contract to prevent ROH or another company making action figures with their likeness, like what happened with Kevin Steen in June 2015, and boom, permanent roster guys of exceptional talent. Aries even kept the moniker the greatest man that ever lived. Awesome. But does he keep the cape? No. Sadly. But Lone Wolf Baron has an awesome jacket with some shoulder animal skull dealy. It was very cool. How long has Baron been in developmental, you ask? 3.5 years. Jesus, WWE do not give up on the big lads. And Big Cass, he's coming up on 5 years, back when it was called FCW. Kick off! Aries straddles the much taller Corbin. Makes perfect sense, but it's a bit of a hilarious visual given the size difference. I always laugh in WWE when smaller, talented guys are paired with very tall dudes to accentuate their smallness, like Itami doing something with the Big Show. Very Vince McMahon. What's that, Samuel L? Slow it down. Slow it way down. Baron slows it down with the claw! That immediately goes Magna! The Ionian nerve grip. He asked, how do you like that one? Very much, sir. One more in the boy column. I enjoy the archaic mercy spot of the Greco-Roman knuckle... Greco-Roman knuckle lock. This match is booked to position Aries as the never quit underdog, as Baron beats him down, but Aries fights his way back up. The former NFL offensive lineman even hits a deep 6 on the outside, trying to win by Aries being unable to answer the referee's standing 10 count. You know, so he has to fight his way back up, that kind of thing. Oddly, the match never heats up as Aries counters an end of days into a roll-up and gets the 3 for the win in 10:43. No babyface comeback or anything, just a jarring pinfall out of nowhere. So just like the Baron, we're surprised. But it's disappointing as we didn't get to see Aries showcase his talent. Barely got a snifter of it. He spent the majority selling on his back, with Baron Corbin trying to garner heel heat. Next time, hopefully. I'm kind of hoping please be done with this feud so fans new to Austin Aries can see why we're so excited to see him in NXT. I don't buy what Corbin's selling, but are you a fan? Let me know. He looks like he should be like the third member of the Ascension.
Coming up next here on NXT, Sami Zayn given a brilliant opportunity by our general manager, Mr. William Regal. He will go one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Holy fuck! Yes! The hype is real! It's time! Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn! Crowd erupt seeing the match graphic. It's El Generico versus the king of strong style, Matt McMuscles. With Joe nabbing the number 1 contender spot, Corbin's veered off to face Austin Aries, and Sami Zayn is facing NXT's big new acquisition, the incredible Nakamura. He's like a cross between Michael Jackson and the Hound. The best way to experience him is watch his final New Japan pay-per-view match at Wrestle Kingdom 10 versus AJ Styles. They absolutely kicked the shit out of each other and handed in their notice the day after to go sign for WWE. It's pretty amazing they're both under WWE's umbrella now. It's like H is the biggest smark of all. Like, if you ask Mark, like, who would you like to see in WWE? Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, you know. What's the storyline of this match? NXT Commissioner Regal said Sami Zayn deserves to wrestle at NXT Dallas and face one of the best in the world. This man, Nakamura. Oh man, holy fuck. Promo package showing Nakamura footage from Rev Pro, an indie promotion in the UK. Sadly, no New Japan footage, as WWE are basically rating their best talent and just launched the network in Japan. Fair enough. Sami's out first. Great ovation as the crowd sing along to a ska theme, which is horrible in my opinion, but an extremely fitting theme. Very happy and bouncy and, you know, it's brimming with positivity. Fits Sami down to a T. T-shirt. Wow, holy shit, everyone is so happy to see Nakamura. They know everything about this guy. Huge pop for his rope pose. Oh my god, so awesome. Shinsuke and Sami soak it all up and let the crowd get their chance in. And the crowd are like losing their shit. I can't expound just how out of the minds they were seeing Nakamura. And it's at this point that I remember, I feel bad for Austin Aries. Like, it's his first NXT special too, but he's already overshadowed by a newer signing. Okay, he's not, you know, half as important, but bloody hell, like, you know, one debut per special, please. Sami hits a glancing somersault dive to the outside, top rope splash, and Michinoku driver, which only garners 2s. Sploosh. Tit for tat, forearm smashes, back and forth, bust open Nakamura's nose. He licks the blood and spits. Finishing his nasty face washing with a hoof to the face, he gets King of Strong Style chance. Sami tries it later. It's much shitter. Very much a big match feel with the guys getting the most reaction and playing up to the crowd. They do a flurry and then they stop to appreciate. So, you know, they both work less than what they're capable of, but they get the biggest reaction for it. Sami kicks his way out of Shinsuke's signature flying cross armbreaker, which is so gorgeous and slick, and hits an STO into Koji Clutch. A sploosh. That's what Chris Daniels does. Time for the finish. Nakamura kicks out of the Blue Thunder Bomb, hits an inverted exploder suplex, and has Zayn's through the turnbuckle swinging DDT scouted and kicks Sami in the head for his troubles. Big head of steam. Flying knee to the back of the head off the top turnbuckle, setting Zayn up for a running knee to the back of the head. The bum-IA, and that'll do it for the 3. Nakamura does a fine job of hiding, pulling his knees, but WWE have their obnoxious action zoom, so you actually miss the impact. Meh. But, you know, it's still awesome. By the way, Boom-IA references the Rumble in the Jungle, where locals would shout, Ali Boom-IA, which means Ali kill him. And WWE renamed it to...
Here it comes! Kinshasa!
The Kinshasa, the city where they held the Rumble in the Jungle. And amazing to see Nakamura in WWE. Sami was a great, perfect first opponent, can't be overlooked. Nakamura gave you a taste of what he's capable of and what's to come with his forearms, knees, boundless charisma and unique mannerisms. Much like Bálor, he's working on about 40% of his potential for maximum yield here. So awesome to see him. Equally amazing, seeing the crowd lose their shit for the entire match. Oh, and it's also like a small thing. Thank you, WWE, for not giving him, the Oriental Express theme, pan flutes, chopsticks. He has this awesome violin rock song. So, for WWE, they made massive strides here. Much like he did with AJ, there's a big show of respect to his opponent post-match. Man, Nakamura comes across as a massive fucking deal here. So optimistic about his future in NXT and terrified of what Vince will do to him on the main roster. Cut to Kino, marking to Sami Zayn, and we're done.
And there you see her, Stephanie McMahon is in the house. She's an integral part of the women's division in NXT and on Raw and SmackDown. We're happy to have her. I'm happy to have her here. I know she doesn't think too much of you, Tom.
Stephanie McMahon is shown on TV and gets an immediate chorus of boos. Congratulations on your Cunt of the Year Golden Naga Award, misses. But enough of that. Next up, it's the NXT Women's Champion. It's Bayley versus Asuka. Hooray! Asuka should be everyone's boy. In this case, Colleen. That's Irish for girl, as she is fucking awesome. Better known as Kana from Tajer's Federation, Smash, where she also wrestled men, including Tajiri and Sho Funaki. Why is she your Colleen? World famous Kana used to be a video game journalist, writing for Xbox Magazine and designing graphics for the Nintendo DS. Skull Reaper is also stiff as fuck with her kicks and submission holds, which she kept when joining NXT. She also started knocking out opponents with a roundhouse kick late last year. Instant fan of hers. Equally impressive is that she doesn't speak proper English. She can say one sentence and that's about it. But she gets over big time with her wrestling ability, like how she's portrayed, and her excellent non-verbal working of the crowd. She is way over without speaking a lick of English. I wonder if her ability to connect hastened WWE's decision to hire Nakamura, It's Bayley! The last of the 4 horsewomen is the NXT Women's Champion, defeating Sasha Banks at TakeOver Brooklyn and retaining at TakeOver Respect. Her gimmick is a natural, happy babyface, like a preteen girl living out her dream. She's absolutely amazing at it, inside and out of the ring. She could be the female John Cena if WWE play their cards right. I won't lie, her run as champion hasn't been great, since the other 3 horsewomen, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, were all called up to the main roster last year. It leaves both Bayley and Asuka to feud with non-threatening heels. Needs a lot of work, Eva Marie, henchwoman Nia Jax, heel Emma, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Dana Brooke. A no-brainer, Regal's happy to put the 2 best NXT women together for the Dallas show. I like that they haven't fabricated a heel turn for either of them, which would be out of place for 2 successful goodies. This is a straight up face versus face, the rightful number 1 contender facing the champion. Fancy that? Blistering what bars for these competitors. I sneakily asked you guys what bar they were, because how could I not? Asuka is all the bars. Yellow tiger stripe, but most prominently is her red and green hair, arms and kick pads. She is a Japanese green tea Kit Kat, an apple drop, Bolito Cha's watermelon flavor, Mexican candy, bell peppers, Zap ice lolly, now and later splits, and Asuka. She is David Seaman. And wonderful. Can I Coke to you, sir? It's Bayley is wearing a lovely pale orange and blue number. She is a Blue Ribbon Classics bar, a Wham bar, a Reggie bar, named after the famous baseballer Reggie Jackson. Both a can and bar of Iron Brew. Bayley is an airhead. Very clever. And lastly, Bayley is a can of nuts and gum. Together at last. Can of Coke, sir. Kickoff. Flying bum tackle and precision graceful kick to the back of the head. Spooge. Bayley tries the guillotine, which tapped out Nia Jax in London, and Asuka responds with an ankle lock, pirouette through and maintaining the hold. Sploosh. NXT is this weird dichotomy of feelings for champions. You want to root for them to win, but knowing if they lose, they'll get called up to the main roster. You want them to make it to the big leagues, but also you don't, because it inevitably means being booked and showcased worse. Like, none of the horsewomen have had matches half as good as they have in NXT. Like, genetically superior Charlotte, busted in NXT, just excellent work distancing herself from her father Rick, whilst on Raw she's constantly making little mistakes and relies on her dad to get heat. It's kind of sad seeing what she was in NXT. You're happy she's in the big leagues now, but you know, you're also kind of shitter as well. Back and forth, both bringing the fight and neither backing down. I love how both maintained their face allegiances here. No one has to turn, only turn if it makes sense for the character in the situation. But neither are desperate, so neither heel out. Yes. Really cool sequence where Asuka tries to finish a flurry with an enziguri, but Bayley counters with a knee bar. Awesome. Asuka applies the Asuka lock for an Ice Age. And holy shit, Bayley passes out. Asuka wins the title. Absolutely shocked. First time applied and gets the win. Fans, including myself, were quite taken aback by the finish. Usually they're rabid for the tap, you know. It felt like Bayley lost rather than Asuka won. Perhaps this is Bayley's cue to leave NXT and go to the main roster. Hopefully Asuka isn't too far behind, as without these two, the NXT women's division is very shallow. Congrats to Asuka though, the Empress of Tomorrow. No show of respect afterwards, just Bayley reeling from the loss on the outside. Oh, it was a great match and a shocking finish. Good stuff. It was like a hush. It was like a very small version of Taker and Brock. You know, it was just kind of stunned that Bayley lost. You know, you're expecting her to get a long run because this is her first proper opponent, you know. Holy shit! It's Bobby Roode! God, they're just taking the best of TNA. Bring Kaz and Daniels with you. How did this happen? Head of TNA Talent Relations Bruce Pritchard, aka Brother Love, let his contract run out. And TNA also have some serious money woes. Not paying talent, all of that. No doubt that Roode is taking a large pay cut going to NXT. Who else is in the crowd? Why, a sweet zombie Linda. What's that, Linda? Finn, it's your main event. Yeah, it's time for your main event. It's time for your main event. It's Finn Balor, the NXT champion, versus Samoa Joe. Balor admitted he survived NXT London beating Joe, never being properly tested with the Muscle Buster or Coquina Clutch. Neither were hit or properly applied during their last outing. Excellent booking to set up this rematch. What happens when Joe hits the Muscle Buster? What happens when he locks in the Coquina Clutch? Frustrated with his loss, Joe turned heel in his pursuit of the NXT title, obsessed and claiming he is undeniable. Champion Balor looks to turn him away once again. Demon Balor enters. Oh my god! He's got Chainsaw Charlie's chainsaw! Shout out taking the money! Twitter flew up with that. Oh my god. If he's gonna do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre gimmick, he'll need a slaughterhouse apron and mask. It's also weird, like this double booking as sure Ambrose just got a chainsaw from Terry Funk a couple of weeks ago on Raw. Also, just like in NXT London, where Demon Balor dressed up as Jack the Ripper, Balor's gimmick has a gimmick. Alright. It's weird that Balor still does the demon makeup, mostly because it no longer phases his opponents. Like, there's no man games advantage. Perhaps it's for personal motivation and mindset, helping him hulk up later in the match. It's a small thing, but it's very cool to hear Devitt correctly billed as from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, which is very accurate. Back in the day, everyone foreign is from the capital. Dublin, Ireland, London, England, Bombay, India, Mumbai, India, that kind of thing. Holy shit! Joe's face is cut open immediately after an unintentional headbutt when delivering a knee to the midsection. And they create some space with a tope to the outside, and Joe hulks up and fucks Finn over the security rail. Great intensity here. It's like, oh my god. Joe decides he should probably clean the blood off, but when the ref tries to do it like an Irish mammy, he pushes him away. No, I'm not doing it now. Joe looks fucking menacing with his stiff style and half-bloodied face, and his facials in general. Jeez. When he looks out, he looks downwards, so you get, the shadows on his face. Looks fucking great. Oh man, the refs keep stopping the match to try close the cut. They've just got towels. So what are you going to do with a fucking towel? Get some Vaseline. It gets bullshit chants and boos. Heel Graves gives out saying it allows Balor the chance to recuperate, which I appreciate. Stop again. Oh, and then they stop again. And the crowd rightly get pissed off at the stoppages, shouting, fuck PG. Yes, everyone looks better with blood, especially Samoa Joe. It makes him look like a fucking killer. Getting shades of Brock Lesnar here with how Joe is being portrayed. He comes across as a strong, dominant monster. He's impervious to pain, and he's unimpressed with your bullshit. Love it. Every time the two wrestlers break for a rest after a sequence, out come the medical staff with a towel. And then they finally get it sorted. Balor delivers a few stiff kicks, tries his hand at a Tanahashi sling blade. Joe counters with a belly-to-belly overhead, absolutely no selling getting his face kicked off a few seconds ago. Awesome sploosh transitions as an unsuccessful powerbomb pin is turned into a deep Boston Crab and into a crossface. Deny a snifter of a coup de grace, deny a muscle buster, Insecurity, and Joe hits the muscle buster. 1, 2, oh my god, Balor kicks out. Joe rightly sells this as a huge deal. Nobody in NXT has kicked out of this before. Finish of the match. Finn hulks up. Great facials by both guys here as Balor goes into his finishing routine. Joe counters with a coquina clutch and almost knocks out Balor, who powers back to life and uses the turnbuckle to bowl back over Joe and nab the victory in 16:22. So it's just like Survivor Series 96, Austin applying the $1 Million Dream to Bret Hart. Awesome bout. Joe looked really strong, even in defeat. He was outsmarted but not beaten, if that makes sense. And Balor did very well to turn him away. Great stuff, even better than their London match. Incredible intensity here. And still leaves Joe's fully locked in coquina clutch. And we still got to see how Finn Balor does when Samoa Joe locks in the coquina clutch and goes to the ground. We'll leave that for the final bout. Joe looks on as Finn Balor stays in the ring, and we're out. Overall, an excellent show. There was only 5 matches. The opening 2 were enjoyable, and then it's all heavy hitters from there. I've no doubt that WrestleMania can't live up to this, but here's hoping they do. Hopes are sky high for Nakamura. Can't wait for him to feud with Joe and Balor. And oh man, Jesus, Asuka, just blah, blah, blah. And Bailey was great as well. It's not a revelation that NXT pay-per-views are fantastic, so you really should watch these. They're amazing. So yeah, go watch it. So that does it for this impromptu Brucey bonus review. Let me know what you thought and if you'd like to see more. Obviously, the guys weren't available to record. Matthew was at ICW, so it's just me. Let me know what you thought of hearing just me and if you'd like to see more. If time permits, we'll be back in about a week covering WrestleMania 32 and then Starrcade about a week after that. I'll still need like 3-4 sessions to finish Starrcade. So until next time, it's your boy, Jay Hunter. Remember, you can catch all of our episodes free of charge and an IMAX flavoured 4:3 full screen at oswreview.com. And while you're there, pick up an awesome Rizzle vs. Garvin t-shirt at t-shirt.oswreview.com. So until next time, it's your boy, Jay Hunter. And remember, a winner is you.